this really is a momentous occasion. And Steve Gatellis is here in the audience. He's been my partner in crime for many, many years, over 30 years actually, and this vision of what we can do with these naturally occurring gifts that we receive. And when we first started this, it was like replacing parts for parts. You take out someone's bone, someone's femur for cancer, for trauma, and you just replace it with the same part. And it made so much sense. Starting from that, simple pieces of bone, to now this regenerative medicine and proteins and biology and stem cells and living cartilage. And I will just tell you, that's just the beginning. You think we've done great things up to now, just wait. It is so exciting what the future holds for this whole area of regenerative medicine and using naturally occurring tissues and cells rather than drugs and chemicals and things like that. You can't overdose on an allograft. There are no side effects. It works, and it really is miraculous. And from the very first start, I did my first allograft in 1983, and from that point on, it's just been such a wonderful journey in figuring out all the new ways to use this tissue, and it will continue into the future. You all are part of that. You all should be proud that you have an association with AlloSource, because it's a great, proud tradition. Millions of patients have benefited from what we do here, and you're all part of it. So I want to give a round of applause to all of you. We're just getting started. What better way to replace the ravages of cancer and infection and trauma than to replace it with the manufacturer's original equipment? Not plastic, not artificial, not chemical, and it is really a miracle, and you're all part of that miracle, and I want to thank you for that. But even more, and Steve I'm sure would echo this, I want to thank you on behalf of our patients. Our patients, again, millions of patients that have benefited and been made whole because of your involvement in the things that we do here at AlloSource. I also want to put a special note of gratitude to Tom Sykota. When he came on board, we're sort of struggling, and he kind of mentioned this not-for-profit thing. And early on, we really struggled with how to make it work. And Tom really came with a firm business background and said, well, you're not for profit, but you still have to keep the doors open. You have to be able to do that, and he has been a leader in that. And that's the reason we're here today, is because of that financial and business wisdom that he's brought to this organization, along with our board of directors. And I want to give them a round of applause. So now I have a great pleasure in introducing someone that many of you know already. Casey Rucksager Johnson has been a patient. She was involved with the Columbine incident. She'll tell you about that. She and her family have become great friends. She's just published her first book, Over My Shoulder, which she'll tell you about a little, I think. There are copies here available. But it's just a wonderful story of transformation that was in part made possible because of an allograft and the ability to put things back together. Without further ado, I want to introduce Casey Johnson.